Hello. Hello. Welcome everybody. Still a little bit early, so go for those who are regulars, you know how it goes. I'm gonna just chill and chat for a little bit before we officially start, just to welcome people in. But hope everybody's having a good night. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. Good start to the week. I know it's Monday, so usually, Mondays, people don't love Mondays, but hopefully this is a good way to cap off the first day of the week. Hello, so hopefully everybody's doing good. Yeah, we're gonna be doing, I don't think, I want to try to do as many of submissions as possible. I'm very, very impressed with the level and number of submissions. We have about 40 drawings. Oh, and it looks like did one more person submit something? No. Or maybe there was. Not too sure. But there's a lot of submissions. There's about 40, it seems like, submissions. So that's a lot. I've never gotten this many submissions before. So it was actually kind of a lot of fun seeing everybody's pieces and seeing what everybody's been kind of putting up and working on. And yeah, so due to the number of submissions and the amount of people that have submitted stuff, I don't think I will do like a full turnaround, but maybe we'll try just like maybe different angles for the submissions people have done. So yeah, it's gonna be very exciting. It's gonna be very cool. And yeah, like someone's mentioned in chat, I've done a turnaround piece before, but this is not for my own pieces. So people who don't know, I know we're starting a little bit early, but I guess I'll just let the early crowd know. We're gonna be doing a kind of community submissions stream. So I feel like a while ago, Kevin put out a post where you guys, the community, can submit your original characters, and then for today I'm going to be drawing those submissions in different angles. Now I say angles plural, but I kind of want to get through as many characters and as many submissions as possible, so maybe I'll just do like one angle and maybe like a different head angle, but we'll see how it goes. There's a lot. There were around 40 submissions, which is really awesome. Thank you everybody for submitting. But yeah, I want to do as much as possible, and as you guys know, I'm not the fastest draftsman out there, so yeah, we'll play it by ear. We'll see how it goes, and yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. There's some great pieces, great submissions out there, so yeah, glad you guys got excited and submitted your pieces, because it was a really good turnout. Oh, yeah, I think there was a little bit of I think I got a little confused at it in the beginning. So you did not have to submit a turnaround yourself. You just had to submit a character design, and I'm the one doing the different angles for your character. So yeah, but if this turns out to be good, and you guys really like this and you guys want me to do it again, maybe we could plan another one for the future, because sometimes that's usually how it goes. Like if a stream if a stream concept goes well and you guys really love it and you guys kind of want to bring it back again, we can go for a second round, so that this time, if you missed it or you weren't really sure how it was going to go, hopefully this time you're like, oh, this is a pretty cool kind of event and I want to be a part of it. So yeah, maybe if it turns out well and you guys like it, we'll do a part 2, and if you missed out on the submission, you can go for it again. So yeah, that's the best time. Southeast. So fast he doesn't do. Wait. So fast he just doesn't need to do 5 drafts for sketches. Yeah, maybe I won't do as many underdrawings as I usually do. We'll just kind of go at it, and we'll see what happens. I need to draw a turnaround. Yeah. Turnarounds are they're great. How? What? Guess what? Josh, guess what? What am I guessing? What happened? Tease the possibility of an animation contest in the future, and you're your guy. Is that the guess what? I don't know. Oh, I know this has nothing to do with the piece, but I actually, and I don't think I'll like upload it or anything. So you guys who watch the stream or tune in, you guys get to see. But I updated my Ramona drawing actually. So the original one that was on the XPPen workshop that happened like I think 2 weeks ago. This is where it ended off when I drew this one, and it bugged me a lot where I was like, oh, the foot, that I don't think that's how the foot would be. And I was like, I like the expression, but there's something where like, I kind of want to refine it a little bit more. So I actually went in afterwards on my own time and kind of just added a little bit of cast shadow. I moved I moved the foot up. Yeah, I did update it. And then I also tweaked the face a little bit. Like I pushed in the nose and the muzzle just muzzle in just like a little bit. So yeah, for those who watch the stream, here's a little special update on it, even though I don't know, you guys probably like, well, what is that? The ground was wrong for her. Yeah, I was like, it's because like someone recommended, it's like, oh, you should put a drum, and I was thinking of just like a rock. So I was like, oh, okay, sure, I'll add the little drum, and now it's just kind of a cheese barrel, a little cheese wheel, and it's like, oh wait, that the height's a little off. So I adjusted as much as I could without having to do too much because, excuse me, oh my goodness, because I think that would have been a bit too much. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Galena, don't worry, you didn't miss anything. We are just starting. So, yeah, we're gonna start now. Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. If you don't know who I am, my name is Josh and I'm one of the instructors here at Wing Canvas. I always stream on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern every other week. So me and Faye are usually rotating. So yeah, welcome to our stream. And we here at Wing Canvas, our mission is to make art education easily accessible to everyone. So join us for free live stream lessons free live stream lessons on YouTube every week and level up your skills with our community of art nerds. And we're more than just a YouTube channel. We're an online school of illustration dedicated to helping artists turn their passion into income. A huge shout out to our amazing students and members for supporting our mission. We love seeing your incredible work and watching you grow in our classes and weekly critiques. So want to dive deeper? Join our Discord to access stream notes, demos, and exclusive artwork, art challenges, and resources to help you improve. Come connect with fellow art nerds and get inspired. So yeah, thank you everybody for, tuning into the stream. Like I said, for the early crowd, what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be drawing the community's submissions. So a few weeks ago, Kevin put out a little Google sheet where the community was able to submit their original characters. And then I'm going to do a turnaround. So I guess while I'm talking, kind of introducing what we're going to be doing, I actually saved all of your pieces. And here is a collection of them. There's a lot. So I numbered all of them so I could have all your names, give you guys all a little bit of credit, because I felt like, it's kind of cool that everybody submitted some pieces. So here's a little shout out to everybody that submitted it. Obviously, I'm not going to be drawing all of these characters, but yeah, so a lot of you guys submitted pieces. There was about 40 submissions, and I've handpicked a few. And I'm going to be drawing these characters in different angles. Now, originally the pitch was that we do a turnaround, but I don't think we'll have time to do a turnaround. And I kind of want to do draw as many characters as possible since you guys submitted so much. So yeah, thank you everybody for submitting. Because there were so many of you and you guys submitted so many awesome pieces, I thought I'd kind of put these pieces out there to kind of give you guys a little bit of a shout out. And I think there's 2 more pieces over here. I couldn't fit them all in like one page, so yeah. If you don't see your piece here, one of the reasons might be that I couldn't open the file, or yeah, it's mostly just that I couldn't open the file. But for the most part, you guys, I would say 95% of you guys all submitted your stuff properly, and you guys are getting better at giving permission for the Google Drives. So yeah, I think that's about it in terms of like intro. So like I said, due to time, I think I might just draw one full body angle, and then I might do like one face, alternate face angle, and that might be it. And then we'll move on to the next person. And then if we have a little bit more time, maybe I'll let you guys pick who you wanted, or who you want me to draw. So yeah, but I really highly doubt that we'll have that much time, because like I said, I'm not the fastest draftsman. So yeah, I draw all the characters. I wish I draw all the characters. That would be that'd be a lot. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the submission sheets, so I have the info, because you guys also let me know what you guys were intending when you guys submitted these. So let me bring up the first person we're gonna be drawing. Let's see, this one I believe is by Lulu. Let me just make sure I got it right. Yes, let me see. So this is Lulu's piece, and she said that she has a hard time keeping clothing consistent because of all the different parts. I also can't really draw the stone thing on her head in any angle at all. I guess I struggle to draw her in general. I'm sorry for the wonky reference. I know the proportions are off. Okay, so we're going to start off with Lulu's piece. Thank you, Lulu, for your submission. I think the character design is really great. She also submitted like 2 more other drawings of like a zoom in illustration piece of like the stone character, and I think like just another angle sheet, but we're just gonna work with this one for now. And yeah, we'll kind of work in from this point on. Yeah, artist in chat. Is artist in chat? I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I don't want to guess. Is someone here? I don't know. The artist in here. If you are, that's awesome. Oh, hello, Lulu. Okay, I had a feeling it was probably yours. But yeah, thank you for your submission. Yeah, I'm so sick. Oh my goodness, Quinn's like hanging on for dear life. You know, maybe I should group these just in case, you know, not to spoil which ones I'm gonna be working on later. But yeah, so this one's not really a critique stream. I'm not really gonna be critiquing your piece. Well, okay, maybe I might critique a little bit just because it might help along with the kind of process and procedure, I guess, when it comes to designing the characters and what I'd be looking for if I was designing the characters, and what I would be kind of adjusting, so on and so forth. So let's take a look at what we have here and see what we have to work with. So we got a oh, and by the way, if I get any of your characters' names wrong, or if I kind of make any mistakes, feel free to let me know, and I will try my best to make the corrections. But yeah, I really love the design. I really like the outfit and the kind of like the swapping, I don't know, I guess the lore aspect of the clothing, and kind of just like the hair tie with this really thick rope. So that's really cool. I think I'm just gonna do a turnaround for, not a turnaround, but like a different angle for this one, this one over here. Probably not the stone one, but yeah, in general I really like the stone character. I don't really have any issues with it. I know, okay, well, I guess the first thing is like the hands. I would think of something for the hands. You can go with something like chunkier, since the overall kind of feel and shape language of your character has a bit more of a chunkier feel. So I think it would be pretty safe to go for a chunkier, like chunky hands if you want to. So I'm just going to start off with general height alignment. Sorry for my bad line drawings. And yeah, I'm just gonna get an overall measurement and proportion, so it's relatively the same, hopefully. And this is 3/4, so I'm gonna do like maybe a profile view, and then maybe I don't know, maybe I'll try out a front view. I don't know how well that'll turn out, but we'll see. Oh my goodness, you're in the ER? Oh, hope you're feeling better. Yeah. Don't don't overwork yourself too much, Quinn. Okay, so we'll do a bit of profile. Now, because these are characters that obviously I did not design, in a way, whenever we do like critiques or whenever we do like stuff like this, maybe, it's almost like we as the instructors or artists, we kind of have to, in a way, deconstruct or try to analyze what was your thought process as the person working on this piece. So things that I'm kind of analyzing or looking for when I'm looking at this is like, okay, what is your basic shape languages that you're using? Are you very realistic? Are you stylized? Are you using like um kind of like what I said in the beginning, like your character seems to have a bit more of a rounder shape language. The character has a bit more of like uh uh chunkier vibes, I guess. Just like really like kind of thicker legs, bit boxier body and arms. So I'm taking all of that into consideration when drawing your character. But because I also, you know, all of you guys are also working in slightly different art style, I also have to kind of try to figure out what was the art style you guys maybe tried to go for, and I'm gonna try to mimic it to a certain degree. So you have to forgive me if it does not look exactly the way maybe you intended or the way you wanted. But yeah, if you're in the chat, feel free to let me know like maybe what your inspirations were. Maybe I can do a little bit of research to figure out like how I can make it look closer to what you're going for. But yeah, so when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at things like how close is the hair on the side to the eyes to build out the profile view. Now I'm not going to try to capture the squiggliness, so to speak, or the kind of frizzle, not frizzle, is it frizzles? The frizz that's kind of happening with the hair, but I'm trying to capture more of like the flow and the shape that's happening. Also, if the hair is this high, I would assume that it is a bit of a top knot. So the hair is being tied up a little bit more, maybe. We got an ear shape, and this is where the bandage is over the eye. And then we got a very large circular eye shape. So maybe something like that, maybe. Then the mouth is here, and maybe something like that. I don't know. Trying things out, experimenting a little bit. Oh, also completely forgot about the eyebrow. Maybe the eyebrow like here. Now, usually for cartoonier pieces like this, it's usually a safe bet to push the ear closer to the eyes. I say this a lot to like my students and everything, of just like, if you're going for a cartoonier style, don't feel afraid to push the ear closer to the corner of the eye. So if you pay attention to things like what is it, Kim Possible or Fairly Odd Parents, you'll notice that the ear shapes are usually like right next to the corner of the eye. Josh said, what did I say? Did I say profile? Do I do I say it in a country accent? That's funny. I've never heard that before. No one has ever been like, Josh, you have a country accent. But you know what? I'll take it. That's funny. I like that. I've been here the whole. Oh, Evie, yeah, Evie's here. Wow, rare appearance by Evie, guys. Okay, so the other thing I'm gonna try to figure out is like where to put the neck. I'm So as you guys could probably tell, my style is not really the cartoonier style. I usually have a little bit of trouble trying to figure out like how to cartoonize and simplify a more cartoonier style like this. It's not really my forte. Um, so I'm gonna try to do my best to figure it out. But if it doesn't look too natural, you'll have to cut me a little bit of slack, just because it's not my go-to, yeah, approach. I'm country Canadian. I want to draw, but I had no energy for weeks. Now, Quinn, just take it easy. I know you have school and stuff, so you know you're probably burnt out. Just take the time to just chill. You know. Hello, Jess. Hope you're doing well. Josh lives in the huge city. Yeah, I should talk more like I'm okay. Well, what does a city person sound like? That now I'm curious as to like, okay, if I sound like I'm from the country, how do I make myself sound like I'm more from the city? You know, should I be talking a little bit more, a little bit more harsh? Okay, but yeah, I'm not from New York though, so I can't talk like I'm from New York. Also, I'm curious what made it sound country when I said profile. Is it the roll at the end, like profile? Is that how why it sounded more country? Like the profile. You need a cowboy hat now? Country Josh. Yeah, that's who I am now. I am Country Josh. Okay. Body size. Not too sure the thoughts on the body proportions, but I can see there's a little bit of a bump of a chest over here, so I'm gonna have the body more like this. And because we're just doing a simple character rotation, okay, not rotation, I should stop saying that so that people who just drop in won't think I'm trying to do a full character rotation, because I'm not. But for a body, well, for drawing it at a different angle, I'm just gonna stick to a more standard neutral pose. So we're not trying to do any over the top angles or poses or anything like that. We're just trying to deconstruct what the community has submitted and seeing if I can analyze it and draw it in a different angle for you guys. So yeah, but so far really fun character. I really love the design, love the flow, love all the little gear and everything. It's the roll. I never even thought or noticed that I say with the roll, the profile. Profile. Gotta get that profile going. Okay, what's a harsher... Yeah, Quinn, you need to teach me how to say it. How do I say profile in a more city... Profile. You got a profile. I feel like that still sounds a little more country-ish. I don't know. Like a harsher country. No, Quinn does not have a New York accent. I don't think you have that, like, I'm walking over here, you know, kind of tone. I can't imagine Quinn talking. Like, imagine during, like, the live critiques and Quinn's just like, I'm drawing over here. It'd be, I feel like it doesn't match your character. Oh, okay. Also, something, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm only noticing this now. The arms are quite long. I don't know if I feel like I would maybe shorten it. Well, you know, I'll stick to how it is, the way that you've drawn it. And, you know, I'll give you an option maybe, Lulu, for the hands, just so that it's a bit more in line with the body kind of and the shape language that you've gone for. So maybe we'll give it a little good old Scott Pilgrim hand approach, which I think is kind of the Astro Boy hand approach. Now I don't know if you want that kind of hand approach for the hand stylization, but I feel like it works typically well for like this kind of shape language. And walking over here. Do they not say the here? Is it at ear? Don't ruin it. When I yell at people, I do. Do you have the accent when you yell at people? It comes out a little bit more. It's a little bit harsher. Hey, I'm sick. I'm sick over here. I don't know. Okay. And then we got the little kind of frills, kind of broken out, like the dress. Or I don't know if this is a dress. Is this considered a dress? I know nothing about clothing, so if I'm getting like the garment name wrong, you'll have to forgive me for that. Or maybe, I feel like maybe this would come out a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like it's sitting a little high, but that's because on your drawing you have the rope like right underneath her chin. So I'm like, oh, maybe I would tuck it in, so it would like start there maybe. So this is kind of the neat thing with doing character turnarounds. If you've never done it before, one thing to keep in mind and to kind of pay attention to is that it might look proper one angle, and then you'll draw it again in a different angle and it'll look completely off, or it might look completely different and you'll have to make adjustments for it and everything. So if you're doing a proper character turnaround and you're kind of like drawing the another angle that you haven't drawn yet, so you, let's say in this case you have a 3/4 one and then you decide to tackle the profile view, and then you're like, oh, it doesn't really work in profile. How do I change it, or what doesn't work about it? And you'll have to kind of make sure that it's consistent on both angles so that it makes relatively some sense in how it's being structured and how it's being like adjusted and all that kind of good stuff when it comes to character rotations. Okay, so I think, I'll leave the top like that for now, and then let's figure out the legs. Okay, so the knees look like they would kind of be here, which I think is a good kind of placement for them. And then we got nice big chunky boots or shoes or footwear, whatever these are. Not too sure. It looks almost a little bit man-made, but I like it. Maybe something like this. So even though it's kind of like smoothened out due to kind of just like the style, what I'm trying to do is have the curve and I guess change in direction happen around the knee. So I'm not just randomly changing the direction of the leg kind of randomly. I am actually trying to keep in mind of where the knee would roughly be, and that's where I'm having majority of the change in direction for the leg. So yeah. I'm gonna catch up on chat just a little bit. I'm whipping over here. Oh my goodness. I have a Texas accent. Okay, well, hey, wait. If that's true, then Broken Wings, when I say profile, does it sound a little country? I feel like now I'm paying too much attention to it when I say profile now. Josh is the shoe expert. I feel like I'm the expert of just wanting to draw random shoes. Okay, so I don't sound... So the expert has spoken. The local southern community fan Broken Wings has spoken. I do not have a country accent. You guys were all messing with me. Local community fan. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. The local watcher, viewer has spoken. Born and raised in Texas. Sounds more like a Louisiana accent. Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe it's because winter's been settled in for too long. I'm like, I need the sun now. I need warmth. Okay. I'm gonna get the rope. I'm not too sure what this part over here is down there, but I'm going to say that I'm not gonna worry about it because it's on the other side, so I don't think I have to really worry about it too much. I'm gonna put the other rope here, and I don't think we see the other rope on the other side. Maybe I'll include like this little flap. I'm not too sure what it is. You don't know either. Okay, I was literally about to say, like, Lulu, if you want to clarify what it is, feel free to chime in and let me know what it is. But yeah, 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 it's okay. Sometimes we put stuff there just for design purposes, and we're like, yeah, it looks cool, and that's good enough. Okay, so yeah, I think this is where I'll probably leave it for Lulu's design. I'm gonna kind of maybe clean up the lines just a little bit, erase a little bit of these guidelines, and then maybe I'll draw, let's see, we're doing okay on time. I'll maybe draw really quickly, like a front view of your character, and we'll see how that looks. Gonna move this here. Actually, eh, yeah, maybe something like that. That's fine. That works. Oh, I forgot the squiggliness. Okay. I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna randomly just put in some squiggliness for the hair. I think it's supposed to be like moss, right? It kind of looks like greenery in the hair, so I think that's really cool. It's a really cool kind of like design element that's happening there. Kind of get some like waviness in the hair, and this little like leaf moss, I think it looks like, and a little bit more waviness, and yeah, it's not too bad. It's pretty good. Oh, kind of mossy, kind of cool. Yeah. Request a file after stream. Oh, is that? Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll try to make sure to remember to get everything like ready for you guys to get the file. I did not know we were offering the files, but that's good to know. Yeah, that's awesome. Isn't that kind of nice? You guys get the file afterwards. Very cool. I'm gonna try to clean. There's something about the chest area with the rope that's bothering me a little bit, but we're gonna leave it like this. I think it's because it's such a weird area, because there's like the strap there, there's also the collar, and it's also where the neck would be. Oh, also I totally forgot about the items. Okay, so I'm not gonna include the items because that's gonna be too much work. I'm just gonna put in the clothing pieces. Um, and yeah, we'll leave it there because I think the items would maybe make it a little bit too much. Yeah. It's a Huion inspired. He gets the idea. Yeah. We're kind of on like a speed run. It's like, okay, if I were to draw the character, like how would I draw it? And yeah, so this is roughly how I would draw your character, Lulu. Hopefully, it feels roughly close to what you're going for, and hopefully I didn't butcher your character too much. But yeah, hope you like it. Hopefully it looks good. Yeah. Okay, I know I keep cleaning it up because I just want to clean up the line work. Just a little bit. Okay, now I think I'm gonna call it for Lulu's profile view. How do you request characters? Oh, months before, or not months, a few weeks before the stream, Kevin put out a form. So if you missed it, don't worry. If this turns out well and you like this, then we'll probably do like a part 2. Oh, you're doing every step. Hey, nice. Yeah, glad you're. This kind of gives a little bit of insight. Okay, and then I'm gonna use the symmetry tool because ain't nobody got time to try to work out symmetry. Okay, based off of like the shape of your character's head from the 3/4, it looks like the cheeks round out just a little bit, and I'm gonna try to maintain a bit more of like that rounder art style. And usually for an art style like this, the eye line usually sits at least about halfway down the head, or maybe even a little bit lower. And then I'll put the mouth maybe over here, and then we'll have the neck maybe like around there. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe a little thinner. I don't know. Play around with the shapes afterwards. Then here is the eye patch. And then here is like, I feel like the hair based off of like where it is sitting over here. I'm assuming that you didn't want the hair to be too symmetrical. So I'm gonna kind of lean in on that. And then we'll have like this hair over here. I feel like this is the part where I might lose a little bit on how you maybe wanted it, but we'll see. Okay, so I turned on the symmetry tool just so that I could roughly have an idea as to where the thickness of the hair is, so that they're kind of relatively the same in terms of the spacing for the hair. And then we'll put in like the big knot here for the knot. It kind of reminds me now, putting this in, it kind of gives me a little bit of Kiki's delivery service kind of vibes, like the bow that she has, but this time is like just a giant rope. And then we'll get the hair, the tied up hair back here. Maybe I might have made it a little bit too high, but I'm kind of pushing it so that it has a little bit of, I don't know, volume to it. If you've never done a character rotation before, character rotations are a lot of fun. You get a chance to kind of almost feel like you bring your character to life. So if you've never done it before, I highly recommend that you give it a shot for your characters. You don't have to be super technical with it, especially for the first time. And if you're just kind of experimenting with your character's design, feel free to be a little bit looser with the look and feel of the character. It does not have to be very like super accurate in terms of like how a character rotation or proper character rotation will go. I would say the key to it is really to just have fun, experiment with like the look of the character and what you can kind of push for like the shape and everything. So yeah. And maybe we'll give a little bit of just cast shadow down here so there's a little bit of depth. And then maybe the eye, again, you're going for the much larger, kind of more circular eye. So maybe something like here. I don't know. And then you got your big eyebrow. I might have made your face a little bit too wide for the character. I don't know. Well, proportions like this is always a good idea to kind of experiment around with and play around and be like, maybe a little bit shorter. Whoops. Maybe a little bit like wider, that kind of stuff. Because getting the right kind of proportions for a round face, a rounder character face design is always a little bit tough. Especially if you're not too sure yet. I feel like this maybe breaks a little bit of... This definitely breaks out more of your outside of the style that you had. But this is kind of maybe how I would approach it, even though it's a little bit different. You have to do one for your class over a character rotation? Nice, nice. Any tips for keeping proportions consistent? If you're doing a lineup, kind of like what I did, you can always create guidelines first. So come up with one style, or not one style, come up with one angle, and then do kind of these measurement lines. So that's kind of how I kind of started off the drawing first, was to just kind of get these very rough measurements so that everything is relatively the right size and height. And then once I had those in, then I would work on more of like the general mannequin, the underlying mannequin. So don't worry necessarily about the details, and don't worry necessarily about where everything, like all the tiny little nuances and details, like the wiggliness in the hair or like the pupils. Worry more about the kind of the proportions and the placement of things. So like, how large is the body, where are the shoulders, where would you put the kind of like the knees, and how thick are the legs or the feet. Then you can, after you have all that in, then you can worry about the details. So really worrying about general measurements, like where's the top of the head, where the shoulders start, where's the waist, and then the overlying mannequin, and then afterwards you can kind of worry about the details afterwards. I didn't really do that for the head drawing, just because I'm like, okay, I don't really have too much time, so I kind of just want to put it in and get it drawn really roughly. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. So okay, that's kind of it for Lulu's piece. Lulu, hope you enjoyed the draw, not really a draw over, the interpretation, my interpretation of your drawing, and I hope you enjoyed the kind of breakdown of how I would draw maybe like different angles for your characters. So yeah, and again, like Kevin said, I will probably post the individual images, but I guess I might also post the actual file itself. I don't know. I'll talk to Kevin about it afterwards. Yeah, but for sure the actual images themselves, I will save them and put them into Discord. So if you guys want to check out the images after chat, I mean not after chat, after the stream, it will be going up onto Discord. So I'll put it Lulu's OC there. A submitted character I'm doing the turnaround for, though I don't know if it was a good idea or not. Oh, okay. So yeah, in the beginning of stream, if in case you missed it, I showed off everybody who submitted and their pieces, but obviously there were like a lot of submissions, so I couldn't really do too many. So I've picked up kind of like a handful, and I'm gonna do as much as I can, as many of them as I can, as long as it's within the stream time, so 2 hours. So we have a little under an hour and a half to do a few more, and I think it'll be doable. Lulu. Okay, so the next one is Quinn. Wow, Quinn. Hope you're still alive. No, I'm just kidding. Hope you're still you're doing okay. I hope you haven't like zonked out or anything. Your piece is next. So yeah, we're gonna work on your character next. The first 3 live streams will be paint over photo challenges. Dang, what are all these? Oh my. Yeah, so this is Quinn's piece. Let me see, Quinn. I don't know what you wrote, so I'm just gonna see what you mentioned. I'm trying to find your name on the thing. So this is Quinn. If you want to check out their IG, it is Merquinary. Here, I'll write it out. I don't know. Sorry, Quinn, if I butchered your IG name. Merquinary. Yeah. Okay. And then what did you say? You said hard time keeping my characters consistent when drawing them in multiple angles. I struggle with capturing the likeness, even though I'm the one who drew them. You're so funny. I mean, no, that's a good Well, that's not a good problem. I mean, it's kind of like the usual problem that everyone will kind of struggle with when designing the characters. And it's not I part of it is also just because when we're doing a design, we're kind of approaching it from a almost illustrative approach. So we're only thinking about it. I know this sounds really common sense, but you're drawing it from only one angle and from one mindset. So you're not really worrying about whether or not it works three-dimensionally. And this happens with everybody when they first start off doing character rotations. And then what ends up happening is that once you draw it in a different angle, you start realizing certain design decisions and certain kind of proportions don't work in a different angle. And so that's where kind of the back and forth happens. You might work with a front view angle first, and then you do a side view angle, and then you realize, oh, that kind of makes the body look kind of weird, or the positioning of the jacket looks weird. So you have to go back to the front view, maybe tweak some things, move things around so that it works for the profile view. And then you'll do the 3/4, and then you'll realize, oh, the shoe doesn't really work. And so you have to kind of go back and forth between all the different angles so that it works properly. Yeah. Let's see. Artist in chat. Yeah. I am alive. That's good to hear you. You are still around. You said it right. Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling you were going for like mercenary and everything. Don't lie. He said it like a country folk. In any style you want. But oh, so I don't. Are you sure? Do you not want me to draw it in a different angle, in like the style that you go for? I feel like it would be a challenge because I don't think I've ever tried drawing your characters in like your style before, so I feel like it would be a kind of a neat challenge. Oh, also, by the way, if anybody is trying out like a character rotation, excuse me, and you're like, oh, do I have to mark down everything? Like, oh, I gotta mark down the shoulders, the elbows, like maybe the nose or the knees even. Honestly, it's really up to you. Just keep in mind that the more detailed and the more guidelines you put down, the more kind of visually busy it might get. So yeah, just keep in mind the amount of measurement breakdowns you want to put is really up to you. I try to keep it as simple as possible so I can just worry about the general flow of design, because sometimes I find that if you put too many guidelines, I get too caught up on like making sure everything fits nice and neatly inside of the guidelines that I put down. But that's just me. So I like to go minimal. And one piece of art Quinn has finished. Your next piece is next. Did I say that? Your piece is next. You have no preference. Josh draws in Quinn's style. This will be this will be short. No, I'm gonna do it in I'll do it in your style just because I've never done it before. I think it'll be kind of neat to try it out, because I've always given you feedback, but I've never drawn it in your style before, so it'll be a cool little challenge to try out. Not saying whether or not it'll work. I'm gonna try this. So we did a profile view. This one's, I would say, is like mostly front view, so we'll try with the 3/4. So kind of like I said, someone beforehand asked like, oh, how do you approach like a character rotation? And this is what I mean. Like, you start off with just more basic shapes, try to figure out like the placement and the overall proportions of where a character's bodies should be and everything. Yeah. And then for the neck, I'm always trying to think about like where the center core of the neck is, but also paying attention to like how it looks like in the other angles. And then shoulders just a little bit below here, and then we'll kind of put that as the waist, so we'll kind of just block out roughly where the chest would be. Now, Quinn, since you're here, I don't know if you're feeling up to it, because if you're feeling like too tired or exhausted to type, feel free to just, you don't have to say anything, but like, do you want to introduce your character? Do you want to like break down? I guess I could have asked that for Lulu, but yeah, if Lulu, Quinn, if you guys want to introduce your character, give it a little bit of like a introduction or breakdown as to like who they are and what their background, if they have any, is, like, feel free to put it in the chat. It'd be kind of cool to learn about your characters. But obviously, if you don't want to, or if you haven't really thought too much about it, no rush, no worries. Okay, we got the jacket. Jacket's cool. You know, this gives me very Batman Beyond vibes, you know? Very, almost kind of like, yeah, that, very neon, very, like, dirty, kind of city vibes, you know? Help with the future feedback now that you're in my shoes. Oh, you know what? That's true, that's true. Yeah, feel free to drop your character descriptions in chat and everything. Yo, you know, the 90s cartoons were crazy. Like, it was like so, everything was so edgy in the 90s. If you grew up in the 90s and you're like Batman Beyond, Batman, was it Forever? The one with the Robin and everything, and George Clooney. I remember as a kid being like so intimidated by that movie, because I was just like, oh my goodness, everything feels so dirty and grimy, and everybody is just like, I don't know, just it was kind of scary. It was a little like intimidating watching it, I feel like, as a kid. But maybe that's just me. I just felt like, oh my goodness, the neon nights made everything feel so intense and everything. Ooh, I went a little bit long. Let's see, the shoes. So we're gonna break past the bottom line just a little bit, just so that it has a little bit of dimensions for the feet to come through. And again, like you can see, I'm not really trying to focus too much on the details. I'm really more just trying to figure out like the placement of the legs, where the shoes would be at this angle, like roughly, for the most part, where they should be, I guess. Yeah, maybe something like this. Okay, I'm also not gonna draw the hand on the hips, just just so I don't have to worry about that. I'm just gonna draw some regular hands. Yeah, so wrist, I'm gonna try to aim for the wrist to be around the groin area, because that's realistic. For like realistic proportions, that's roughly where they are. And then the fingertips usually align with the middle of the thigh, so it might be somewhere there. And then this is where maybe the other hand would be, somewhere like this, something like that. I think this looks pretty good, not too bad. Yeah. Oh, did Lulu put a description? I don't know, sorry if the chats are like flying, or they're kind of slowly moving around. Let me just quickly catch on chat if I missed anything. Yeah, Batman Beyond had a really nice style. Oh man, Mondo released a Batman Beyond Terry McGinnis figure, and I was like, oh, I really want it, but it's like $250. I'm like, I can't get that. But I really wanted it. It looks so good. They did such a good job of capturing it in like a 3D figure form. Oh, okay, Lulu said she's like a forest spirit. She also doesn't like the humans much, but she is nice. Oh, that's cool. Nice. I like it. Nice and simple. Short and sweet. Batman Forever, yeah, so edgy. They are so edgy. This is, oh, okay, so Quinn says, this is Asher. He is a character in my OC's comic, which is about humans being forced to enter an underground fight club. He is the protagonist's opponent in the semi-finals and uses his to be continued. We'll never learn the rest of his story. No, I'm just kidding. He uses his bandages to bind people as he attacks. He has very in and out fighting style, but he has a weak chin and can be seen as a glass cannon. Dang, okay. Wow. Oh yeah, a little promo for XPPen this coming Thursday. Wait, what? Thursday, October 9th. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm streaming this Thursday for XPPen. I need to check out what it is, but yeah, streaming this Thursday for XPPen. Colors remind me of Sonic the Hedgehog. That I can see that. My first go-to would not have gone to Sonic. It was just like very like cops. Yeah, like the siren lights and everything. And not sponsored yet. Not sponsored, but we are going live on Thursday. If they want to send, if they want to send, yeah. You know, honestly, I can't buy them, but I'll look at the pictures because they do a really good job of taking photos of them in 360 and rotating the figures, and it's like, wow, so nice. You have never not drawn him in neon night lights. Nice. Okay, so I think the jacket will have it be around here. Now, Quinn, I would say, has a... Okay, Quinn, maybe so that I don't butcher your style or how you might go, like, describe it. How would you describe your style? Would you say it's, like on the simplified form? Like, when you're designing your characters, what are you kind of going for or aiming for when you're designing your characters? I'm like realizing it's like, oh, I can like ask the creators stuff. So again, Lulu, if you wanted to chime in and kind of share what your intentions were when you're designing your characters, feel free to speak up and kind of share kind of like what was your design kind of process like for the characters, if you want to. If you don't want to share, or like you're just like, oh no, I just kind of draw it, that's totally cool too. But yeah, if you guys want to share when I get to your pieces, if you want to explain your character, kind of give a breakdown or rundown with like the approach you went for, feel free to do so. I think it's really cool listening to kind of always like the behind the scenes breakdowns of what that went on behind the scenes of the designs for characters and why certain decisions were made, for why you designed them the way that you did, and all that kind of stuff. I've always find that to be like so insightful, very cool to learn about. So yeah, if you guys want to share, feel free to do so. Feel free to ask. Yeah, questions about the characters would be awesome. I try to use 3D forms, but I'm not amazing at it. Simple 3D forms is decent, but I'm not amazing at more complex ones. Yeah, I would say like if based off just like looking at your character design approach, you definitely have a more boxier, more graphic design, not graphic design. Okay, so I feel like I always gotta like clarify every time I use the term. When I say graphic, I mean like the shapes, very angular, very geometric. But yeah, like I feel like you use very geometric graphic shapes for your designs. So yeah, very simple though, like nothing overly complex, which is not a bad thing. I think very like clean and straightforward, like you know what you want in a way. I know what I want in terms of like the shape language and the designs of them. Okay, yeah, I think it was turning out not too bad. You know what's missing, Quinn? You gotta give him like a chain necklace now. No, I'm just kidding. That might be a bit too much. I feel like a chain necklace would be a bit overkill. But gotta give him some jewels. I feel like he's got such a gangster like vibe. That I really want to just give him like brass knuckles, or something. And yeah, I feel like that looks pretty good. Not for the hand. I'm trying to copy and mimic the way that you approached hands, so it's a bit more on the streamlined, simplified art style. So I'm trying to maintain that as well. I also really like the concept of using the bandages to wrap people up. That's pretty intense, kind of hardcore. But yeah, I love my angles. Yo, speaking my language, I love me them angles. Really cringe you laugh at them, but you still can't help to like them. Ah, I see, I see. It's an edgy man right here. Rolled up sleeves. Show. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you should kind of maybe you could find a way to expose the bandages more. Yeah, like rolled up sleeves, or maybe you can have a damaged form. You know how in like fighting games you can have like over time the character's outfit kind of rips over time, and you start seeing like the like torn the outfit starts getting like torn up, or like um they start getting a little bit bloodied and everything. I feel like you could do the same thing, Quinn. You can do like a bloodied version of a beaten up version of your character, where the clothing starts getting a little torn up, and then you can see the bandages more. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. But Kevin, now that you said that, we've just given Quinn more work to do. She now has more, or they have more work to kind of like work on for their pieces. So it's like you got more on your whips to work on now. Okay, I'm trying to rotate the shoe, but I don't want to rotate it too much, just so that it matches the pose that your character has. Also, I guess it should be a bit flatter in terms of the placement of the bottom, like the side area right here should be a little bit more flat. So I made your character's legs a little bit longer, Quinn. Hopefully that's a little okay. Um, but this is just, I feel like it's more for me. It's just so that I can really get at the shoes, get at the get get at the shoe angles. More work. It's a tracksuit. Oh, you know what? That matches the whole. Wait, so is your character a gangster? Would you say he's got a little bit of a gangster vibe? Because every time I kind of like attribute tracksuits with like gangsters, or like the mob. Not maybe, I don't know. Gangsters, not the maybe. Nah, I feel like that's the term. But like, you know how in like mob movies they're wearing tracksuits. Like some of them are, depending on which part of the mob you are from, I guess. You might have a tracksuit, but I feel like that's the cliche. Gangsters wear tracksuits. Was that the thought process, or you're just like, no, I wanted to have a tracksuit? I mean, either way, it works, I think. Okay. Yeah, I ended up spending a little bit more time on Quinn's. Not intended. It's just that Quinn's is a bit more. I tend to find like more angular styles require a little bit more work, a little bit more focus in terms of getting everything kind of down properly. But yeah, we'll move on soon. I think like this is pretty much done with like the outfit. He's part of the mob. Oh yeah. But but he's a loser. That's the important part, is that he's a loser. He's part of the mob, but he's a loser. That's so sad. I feel so bad for Asher right here. The arm isn't long enough, Josh. Where which part? Oh, here? Oh, I guess that's true. Fine. Fine, I make it longer. Okay, and then I gotta make the other arm longer. Ah, so much work. Kevin's so demanding. Just kidding. Okay, sure. But yeah, I think it's coming pretty good. Don't mind the shoes. The shoes aren't as good as I'd typically like them to be, but you know, with I kind of want to move on to the face. The body, not too bad. You should have drawstrings on the characters, so I want to differentiate. Ah, okay. I see. Okay, so this is gonna be the hardest part. This is why I kind of left this for last, because the way Quinn draws face, this is not really my style. So we're gonna give this a shot. I'm gonna see how well this goes, because yeah, I'm not too confident that I'd be able to pull this hairstyle and the face shape off, because it's not really my style. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And hopefully it's not too bad. Like I said, whenever we do like critiques or these kind of draw overs for you guys, it's like we kind of have to deconstruct and analyze your styles and be like, okay, how would Quinn draw this? How would what was Quinn thinking of when they put this line here, or when they drew this face shape and everything? So yeah, some of it's gonna be a little bit janky, but yeah, we'll kind of roll with it. We'll see how it goes. And what's funny, before putting in the eyes in, it's giving me a lot of like Yu-Gi-Oh vibes. Very I don't know what generation it is, but you know, the generation with the guy who had like the red jacket, that's the kind of vibe it gives me. Yeah. Is it Yu-Gi-Oh GX? He had like long brown hair, and yeah, he had a red like tracksuit or whatever jacket it's supposed to be. Okay, look, yeah, okay, Happy's got me. He's got the Pokemon series lined up and ready. That's funny. Okay, I can see the mouth is supposed to be a little bit like a is it a smirk? Is it a smirk, Quinn? Can you confirm? Because I noticed that it's moving up, but then I'm like, wait, I can't draw it up. If I draw it up, it's gonna look like he's smiling. So I feel like I can't draw it looking moving up. Okay, also this eye shape, not too familiar with it either. So again, we'll see. It might look a little goofy. It might look a little odd. Well, but we're gonna try our best to get the eye shape as accurate as possible. So like you might be like, oh, but you're able to like draw Lulu's characters like okay. Why is this one a little bit different? Rounder shapes, surprisingly, I feel like for eyes, I find them to be a bit more manageable. Like I feel like I can pull them off a little bit easier. But more angular kind of anime eyes like this. Okay, well, I don't know if Quinn you were going for anime, but like if you got me to draw like Dragon Ball Z or like the Yu-Gi-Oh style, I don't know if I'd necessarily be able to pull it off super easily. I feel like I would have to give it a few tries here and there. I feel like I made him really derpy. I'm sorry, Quinn. He's no longer an edgy emo boy. He looks a little derpy. I feel like I ruined the character's vibe here. I'm gonna try to fix him a little bit here. It could also just be the eyebrows. Just needs, okay, I should not fill in the eyebrows though. I'm just gonna draw the outlines for it, so I'm not gonna color in the eyebrows. He needs a new vibe. Corners are, it's a grimace. Okay. Corners are down. You can style match. Stop these shit. Josh is a much rounder style. I feel like I'm like round on certain areas and then not round in other areas. Like I'm usually pretty angular as well, but like I just don't draw eyes in this shape, so it's like it's like hard, you know. You don't know what I'm doing either. No, Quinn, you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing with your character. That's the thing that's happening. That's why. But yeah, it's I guess we'll push the chin, not the chin, the cheek down. Because yeah, and then also maybe I might push the hair here a little bit closer to cover that jaw just a little bit. Yeah, I think this looks a bit better. A bit closer. Also we'll have him look away because I personally don't like drawing characters looking right at the camera. It always feels like it's easier to make a mistake drawing the character looking at the camera, so we'll just draw the character looking away. And do you draw irises? You kind of draw irises a little bit. Okay, there you go. That turned out okay. I definitely not a good. I don't think I exactly captured your character, Quinn, but I think I did an okay job. You know, all things considered. But yeah, Quinn's been a long time member, so we've seen a lot of their work and progress over the time. So that's why if you're like, oh, how come it seems like Josh knows Quinn? And it's because, you know, they've popped up in our Discord critiques. They've hung out for like a lot of our streams and everything. So yeah, if you guys want to check out and get some critiques and feedback, or just like some cool, like a good community to hang out with, to share your art, yeah, that's our Discord and our membership kind of tiers is a good place to start if you're not too sure. Okay, how's that? How's this look, Quinn? Basically, treat yourself as, for the first time, you're the art supervisor. You're the character supervisor, and you have to judge how well I did drawing your character, Quinn. So, let me know. Let me know where I can improve, Quinn, because this is your character. Quinn's like, I've never been given this power before. It's always Josh telling me what to change, but now I can tell Josh what to change. You did great for your. That sounds so like. This is so like. Dang it, I can't remember the word. Where you're just like, no, you did great. Yeah. You know, no. It's good. It's good. Shoulders should be a bit broader. You made the legs longer intentionally, so it's okay. Quinn's like, my characters are never this long. Okay, fine. I will do as you say, Quinn. Legs need to be shorter. Maybe a little bit shorter like this. And then maybe I'll move the knees up just a little bit more. Quinn, you're the art director, you're the supervisor, you're the character design supervisor. You need to let me know. You're in charge. Oh, oops. You gotta let me know what I can do to fix my errors. Are also bigger, but I like that. I can't help it. It's my inclinations on drawing shoes are coming through. It's like, I gotta draw me my chunky shoes. You know how I like my shoes really chunky. You know how it is. Okay, I'm gonna widen the shoulders just a little, just a smidge. Maybe something like that. Okay, so I adjusted it a little bit more. I would never make you change the shoes. Quinn's gonna change shoes. Okay, so this is it for Quinn's. I'm not gonna draw the other angles because I think I've spent enough time on this one. So, because, you know, it took a little bit longer, but here, you know what I'll do is I'm also going to change this to a red so that, you know, when you guys get the file, you can also see, maybe I'll do it in red. You guys can also kind of see what the underlying drawing was and how we kind of built out this figure and everything. So maybe let's go with this. This is usually the color I go for like an underdrawing. So this, just as a little bit of a recap, this is the final drawing, or as final as I can get it. And then this is the original underdrawing. So I used the measurements based off of Quinn's drawing, found out general size of the head, torso, legs, and relative placement of the feet, and then we build the figure on top of it. So yeah, and then maybe, you know what, I'll just maybe duplicate it. Oh, right. So I found out you can duplicate on Krita if you lock the layer, and then you drag it on the layer box, it duplicates it for you. So that's kind of a neat trick. Okay, cool. I'm gonna draw over you after the stream. Finn's like, this is wrong, you need to fix this, you need to change this. It's like, I would never do this for my character. Oops. Okay. Just gonna erase the guidelines so we can see the measurements, but they don't interfere with the drawing. Okay, cool. One drawing, another drawing down. This is Quinn's. Okay. The turns have table. They definitely have, you know. It's my turn to give Quinn critique. Oh no. Okay. Let's do this one. We're gonna go for something completely different. So this one, let me check, is, ooh, shoot, I forgot who drew this one. Let me find the person who drew it. This is by Soy. Great name. I'm really holding myself back from going like, you know. I guess if you know, you know. Let's see. Yeah, this is by Soy, and let's see, what did they say? They said, I very rarely draw characters from the back/side, plus armor is weird. Feel free to ignore the true form part, as that's just there for character flavor. True form part. Oh, okay. No, I think you did a great job for armor. I think this is pretty sick for, if you don't typically draw armor, I think this is a really good one. I love the style, very simplistic. Yeah, I'm trying to basically vary up the styles, you know, everybody submitted a lot of differing styles for their pieces, so we did a kind of relatively different styles so far, you know. So this is the next one. The character's name is Nathan Hart. Yeah, we're gonna try to, let's see. So Soy said that he wants the back/side. So yeah, I guess, you know, I've drawn the profile, I've drawn front, or no, 3/4. So I guess the next one we're gonna do is back. So that's going to be tough because we don't know what the back looks like. So that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But again, I love a good challenge. So yeah, we're going to go for it. Ooh, this one. Should I do it? Yeah, we'll do some guidelines. Guidelines are good. Relative head height, relative head size. This one I might do a few more measurement lines just due to kind of the complexity of this character and how this character has a lot of kind of parts to them. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a few more measurement lines than we did for Quinn's. Okay. Love this character. Deadpan stares all look like a back/side. back. I had a feeling that that's what, you know, he was going for. Yeah. It keeps crashing on me when I'm animating. I don't have it to autosave either. You need help. Ooh, yeah, I would make sure that like maybe just like the settings aren't too big. Just make sure your working file maybe is a little bit smaller. If your computer isn't able to handle animating, then I would say try to work on a lower resolution, lower canvas size. That might help. Yeah, because that's tough. Okay, so this is definitely gonna be really outside my wheelbarrow when it comes to um, character design styles, because this is very much not how I draw at all. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. And it's the right shoulder up, so we'll do something like this. So this is a question that I get a lot of times of like, oh, if I'm not doing a very realistic character, do I still need to like learn anatomy and perspective and proportions and all that kind of stuff? And I would say generally kind of yes. Even if you're going for something as simple as this, you can see that I'm relying on just general flow of shapes. Now, obviously, the less realistic you go for, you don't have to worry about all the nitty-gritty details of perspective and anatomy and proportions, but it does help to have a good idea and concept of like how all these things kind of flow into one another. This one, actually, how is the hand? Is this a pocket? I just realized the hand just kind of disappears. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, the hand just evaporates into into the armor. So that's interesting. But yeah, as I was saying, even if you don't know anatomy, it's a good idea to kind of practice just general shapes, general kind of understanding the volumes of the shapes that you draw. So kind of what I'm doing here, where I'm like giving the head a little bit of a center line and a horizontal center line, so I get a feel for the three-dimensional forms, even for very two-dimensional, very graphic. So this time when I'm saying graphic, I do mean in the sense of like shapes. So even though this character is definitely more like design focused in the sense of like shapes, very graphic shapes, very geometrical, very kind of like simplified shapes, it's not really relying too much on like real structure to a certain degree. But like if you have a good understanding of forms and perspectives and shapes, then it can help a lot when you're kind of stuck on certain design decisions of like, oh well, I have this, but where do I put this? Or oh, the head turned over here, how big should the head be? Or where should the back of the head be? Like all these kind of design decisions and questions that you might have. Sometimes it might be easy to kind of fix those questions if you had a good idea about like perspective and everything. Also, now I have to figure out what is this thing in the back. Is that like, is it a hat? Is it hair? Now I'm like not too sure. I'm gonna say that it's cosmic hair. Is it cosmic hair? Maybe it is. Oh, okay, I think it is hair because over here it says it's hair. So I'm going to say that it is like cosmic hair or something. Yeah. Okay. I think that's pretty good drawing of the back of the hair and everything. Yeah, so this is going to be a bit hard just because there's no breakdown, obviously, of what the character looks like from the back. So I'm going to have to kind of make up kind of what I think maybe what Soy would do based off of the designs here. There's like the neck piece over there, and also just like, I guess, relative understanding of armor, maybe? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the armor parts into chunks and into quadrants So even though I'm kind of figuring this out as I'm going, I'm also trying to like break it down so that I can have a relative understanding as to like what's going on underneath. Hair equals stars. Yeah, might be. And I couldn't change back to the draw. I was stuck on the animation option. Oh, I've never heard of that happening. Dang, that sucks. Yeah, the problem is like a lot of times students might bring up certain issues that they've come across with Krita, and I guess the fortunate side on my end is just that I've never had issues with Krita. Um, so yeah, like I've never really had. Okay, I've had Krita crash, but you know the autosave always works for me. I always make sure that my file is saved beforehand, just so that you know crashing is not too big of a deal. What else? Yeah, so just always make sure that you have your file saved. If you're able to adjust it, just remember to make sure that the file size is not overly large. Yeah. Also, I just realized I don't know what the back would look like. Like, I don't know what the is there a I guess no other way of saying it, but is there a butt plate for armor? Is there like a, you know how it's like right now there's like a side plate, but now I'm thinking like, is there a butt plate for armor, like protection for the back? You know, is there a metal plating on the back? Because I generally have no idea. Or if not, we're just gonna go with this kind of box shape, I guess, for the back. Asking the real questions. I don't know. Like I'm just genuinely kind of just like, okay, well, because I'm working with whatever I have, I don't know, you know, what's how it would go, you know? Where is the armor going? I think for like the knee armor, usually it's like a gap here so that people can bend their legs. So I think that's probably where it would be. As I asked the question in a very high voiced, relatively. But yeah, something like this probably. I think the shoes are really cool. I really love the shoe design. Of course, I like the shoe design, you know, shoe resident shoe guy likes the shoes. Big surprise. Is it a thing? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Am I gonna do research for it? No. Okay, the arm. Yeah, armor here. It seems like the hands like around roughly here, I think. Yeah, I feel like this is pretty good. This is not too bad. Oh, armor. Well, the armor doesn't peek out, so we'll just put it like this. Maybe something like that. I think this is pretty good. Interpretation. Rough interpretation of what the character might look like from the back. Given the limited amount of information that we have about what this character might look like from the back, I think this is a pretty good interpretation. Now, obviously, because of the limited time, I'm not going to do a full side view, but maybe I'll give a little bit of like just suggestion. Like if figure out, I would say like the character's side profile view. You've gone for this kind of almost like Hey Arnold aesthetic in terms of like the head shape, and so I feel like you should stick with it. Don't make it too symmetrical, in my opinion. Like stick with the whole stylization of it. I think like the eye shape. Oh, you got a more droopy eye shape, so maybe something like this could work. A simplified nose, the ear, maybe like here. Watch as I just fully just draw this character. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to get caught up on it because I kind of want to do maybe like one more. I think I have time for one more. So like the hair might be down here. I think the one thing is just figuring out the general posture for the character as they stand from the side. You know, if the neck is like here, the shoulder, like where do you want the body? How is the body posed? All that kind of stuff. Maybe something like this. Is it this arm? The arm is over here. I feel like this is kind of cool. This could kind of work. Possibly. Something like that. So yeah, it's more thinking about like how do you want the general pose and the sway and the angles and the direction to be for your character. Like the chainmail pieces of the hinge of the tip, so if you sit they move or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, but because the style is so simplified, I feel like it helps to not think too much about it. You know, like cuz if I look at the legs, even the legs in general, you could be like, "Oh, well, are the legs kind of like tubular?" I feel like haven't heard that word in a while. Tubular. That's tubular, bro. Um but yeah, like would it be like this? You know, there's a lot of design questions and there's a lot of options. I think that that's kind of open for how you want to approach this because I think this is a really cool shape design. You can think about like, oh, does the chest armor kind of pop out a little bit, you know, and then it moves in kind of like this. Kind of figuring out the shape design would be like really, really cool. I'm an overthinker. No, I overthink too when it comes to like design elements like this too. I think it, but there's a lot to kind of play around with. I think this would be really cool. Yeah. Looks like the Powerpuff design. Yeah, it's like the much more rounder head and simplified forms. I think definitely helps with the that kind of aesthetic. Okay, so I'm gonna do a really quick kind of just clean up, and then we'll move on to probably the last one that we'll do. Yeah, tubular. Bet you guys haven't heard that in a while. Also, I'm not really too sure how the hair in the back versus like the hat it works. I'm kind of just figuring it out based off of like what you drew, but really love the character's design. I think it's really fun. The shapes are really cool. Trying to also mimic the shapes that you have. But yeah, I think you're on Soy. If you're watching or if you're going to watch this, I think you're heading in a good direction. I think it looks really good. Yeah. Wait, Happy, are you Soy? Wait, no, you're not. You're not Soy because you said you liked the axe. So I'm like, most people don't refer to the drawings that they do themselves. Like, yeah, I love the design. I was gonna be like, man, you could have answered all my questions about the design when I was asking for them. Gnarly, dude. Yeah, I love gnarly too. The bright stars. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But then it's like, I don't know, man. But it's cool. I'm not. It's not a complaint. It's definitely not me being like, oh, it's not working as a design. But it's just more of like clarification, I guess. But it's not too big of a deal. Okay. Something like this. But yeah, overall really great design. I guess it's more of just like personal exploration as to like what you want in terms of like the details. So this is kind of my depiction of it, or how I would maybe go about approaching the design of this character. Obviously, you don't have to agree, and you don't have to go along with it, but yeah, if you if you end up kind of watching this video, and if you wanna, if this sparks some ideas for your designs as you clean up this character's drawing, this is my recommendation. Yeah. Also, please let us know if there should be like an armor plating in the back, because I'm kind of like, what goes in the back? I don't know anything about armor, so I'm just assuming it's like a leather kind of protection thing that's like there. But other than that, I don't know what would go there. I do like the leg shape though. Just really love the simplicity of this. Really, really cool. I suck at armor. Me too. If you were to ask me to draw like realistic armor, I've never really tried before. So yeah, I also don't really know too much about armor either, but armor's cool. I wish I could draw it. It's just it gets so armor can get really complicated just due to like the three-dimensional shapes. There. Like even already on this guy's shoes, I'm already going like, oh, but then this design over here, making it more three-dimensional. And it's like, wait, no, can't make it too three-dimensional because that's not the style that the shoe is in. Oh, and the hands. Okay, so how are the hands? Hands are here. Okay, so oh, and then here's the stars. I'll put in the little star thingies around the head. I don't know what these. Is the characters just always like dizzy, or is this kind of like a cosmic thing? I don't know. You let us know. There's a segmented metal plate at the back typically. That's good to know. Yeah, because I feel like I'm like, oh, how would it, like, what would it be back there? Okay, cool. So here's your drawing of your character from a different angle from the back. Hopefully this helps. But yeah, really love the style, really like the shape so far. But yeah. Orange. Armor in general is just tough, but yeah, you can definitely make things more complicated. Yeah, I can show yours again, Quinn. I see your friend has made it, so yeah, here was Quinn's draw over. Now that I like turned it off and then turned it back on, I'm like, man, I made your character really pouty. I'm like, what? Is it not? I feel like it should be a little bit lower. Here, maybe something like that. I don't know. Now it just feels like I gave him the uwu face or something. It's meant to be. No, okay. I made it. I feel like too pouty, though. You know, Kevin. Like it's a little bit too close. Okay, I'm just gonna extend the chin just a little bit more. Okay, so something, and then I'm gonna lower the mouth. Actually, I don't know. Does that look weird? I don't know. We're gonna maybe here. Okay. I'm gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it. And this is this is it. The face looks so close. It's uncanny. Is it? I think it's that. Yeah. You know, I feel like I did a pretty good job of replicating your style for a little bit. Okay, we have a few more pieces, so I'm gonna let you guys pick. So this one's by Guy. And then here, let me put them all okay, so we really only have two. This one's by Guy, and then we have this one by, I forgot, who's this person? Here, let me just check, just so that we have a fair. Let me just check who this is. This is Kraken. What's Crack-a-lackin'? Yeah, so the one on the left is by Kraken, and then the one on the right is by Guy. So, you guys can let me know. Since we only have time for one more, I'll let you guys pick. How do I put a vote? Kevin, do you know how to? Oh, here it is. Start a poll. Okay, how do I how do I change the things? Oh, okay. Kraken or guy. Okay. Oh, okay, wait. Oh, you already did it for me. Nice. Okay. I'm too slow at it. Kevin's just like, don't worry. We might need to do a part 2 of this series. Yeah, I think a part 2 would be great. Yeah, Galena, I think you showed up a little bit later, but I did give you a little bit of shout out, like everybody's pieces here, just because, yeah, we don't have enough time to go over. There were 40 submissions, so again, a little shout out. Galena, yours is over here. This is Galena's. This, while we're waiting for the poll, I guess. This is Zed is tired, I believe. I think you'll have to forgive my messy handwriting. And then, yeah, I guess I'll just little scroll over of people's pieces. These were the submissions, other people's submissions. But yeah, I picked the ones that I was like, oh, you know, like just a little random, a little based off of like a mix of styles, but then also a mix of like what I think I could probably pull off in the stream within the amount of time. I thought this one was really cool, but I was like, I don't even know how I would deconstruct this and draw this. This one was also really cool, but I think at that time I already picked Soys and Lulus, which were kind of again in this style already. But yeah, this one would have been cool to draw too. So yeah, really great submissions, everybody. If I didn't get to yours, sorry about that. But yeah, there were some really great submissions this time, and I wish we had enough time to get to everyone's, but yeah, about doing and things. Yeah, you know, that's a big factor, you know, considering I take a while to draw. So yeah, so log in quick. Okay, so it seems like it's Kraken. Kraken, congratulations, you get the draw over from me. Yeah, there's some really cool action shots here. So one of the reasons why I picked this, or one that I kind of wanted to draw, is just like I really like the character design. I think this is like a really cool piece, and it also looks like it has a bit of like some mecha. Yeah, definitely some mecha inspirations here. And I love the action poses. I think the action poses are really cool. Okay. How do I want to draw this? For the same set of submissions for the next part. Oh, Guy! You're here! Oh. Dang. Hey, glad you were able to show up though. Yeah, next time. Oh, by the way, Guy, I guess this is a little tangent, but Guy was in my character design class for one of them, and yeah, just wanted to let you know, Guy, I will be giving you your feedback. I know it's taken a while, but I didn't forget about it. Let's see. Okay, so maybe we could say like this: if we make a part 2 and your piece wasn't picked, you don't have to submit a completely different character. I think you can submit the one that you submitted for this one, and then, you know, we'll see if it gets picked or not. But yeah, you don't have to make a whole new character for the, if we do a part 2 or we do another one of these. Okay, so this character, let's see. Oh, how should I do this? Let's go with 3/4. Just because we've done basically every angle, and this one it's kind of done in this one's already kind of done in front view, so can't really do a front view for this one. So yeah, we'll just do, and this one's really complicated too. So yeah, we'll try to do, well, I'll try to do my best to capture this character, even though it's a very, very complex looking character. I might suggest the same character, but maybe color next time. Yeah, so, like, you know, if you missed this, if your piece wasn't picked for today, don't worry. From the sounds of it, it looks like you guys want a part 2, so no promises, but the chances of us doing another part seems like pretty possible. um yeah, if you guys want to submit the same ones that you submit for this one, you can. This might give you time to also maybe refine the drawing or refine the character. It might also give you a little bit of time to tweak it a little bit if you want to, or just work on a completely different character and see if that one will get picked. So yeah, so the ones that didn't get picked, don't kind of be like, oh, it's because it wasn't good enough. No, there's just honestly so many submissions. So yeah, don't feel bad if it didn't get picked. You guys did a really good job. Really appreciate all the submissions. And again, just as a reminder, there were like what, 40 submissions, which is the most that I've ever gotten. So every time we do these kind of like community submission stuff, usually for the animation ones, we get a okay amount, you know, not too many. And then sometimes for the roasts and critiques, we get also like a decent amount as well. But that one's expected because you guys already know what that is. But for this one, I was honestly not really expecting like the amount that we got. And I think we even got more submissions even after the polls technically in a way kind of closed. I know we didn't really announce an official like ending of the poll, but yeah, the like there were still a few submissions that came in even like a few minutes before the stream started. So yeah, seemed to be a pretty popular one. You guys seem to like it. So yeah, again, can't thank you guys enough for submitting your pieces. Some great stuff. Yeah, animation does not usually get too much. Animation is it's a tough one. Yeah. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to get going to in general, just because, you know, maybe, you know, people don't have any pieces ready, or yeah, or they're not too confident with the animation to submit it, so it can get a little tricky. Okay, we'll do a kind of maybe power pose? I don't know. Let's see, where are the hands? Oh my goodness, I just realized the hands are like all the way down here. My goodness, okay. Those are some big hands. But you know what? It kind of checks out because the hands are covered by these massive like chains. So, you know, like proportion wise, it ends up working out. Actually, this is very similar to kind of like the boxing girl character that I have not had, where if you break down how long her arms are for my boxing character that I've done for like summer intensives as well for just like animation mentorship, I was like, oh, her hands would be just absolutely massive. But it kind of works out because of just like the proportion distribution ends up working out. Let me see, we're gonna have the hair kind of go this way, so I'm kind of pushing it out just a little bit. I don't know, or I'm gonna try to rein it back so it matches more of the original characters. But this one did great. Yeah. Kevin's like so happy this one turned out well. He's like, yes, finally. One of them turned out well. What is this character's name? Oh, right, yeah. I don't know, Kraken. I don't know if you're in the chat. Let's see. I don't think Kraken put any name. Let me see. Hard time drawing the characters from behind. Oh, again, more behind. Oh, totally forgot to shout you guys out. Okay, so you can find Kraken at Kraken. Here, I'll write it out. At Kraken _ TM _ on. And then, yeah, at Kraken. DM on Discord. So yeah, this is Kraken's. I'll write everybody else's kind of tag on later because I think I missed. Did I miss? Oh, I think I missed one for Soy. So, oh, Soy didn't put one down. So I see. Oh well, okay. But yeah, no, nothing really. No description, just says Kraken wrote, I have a hard time drawing characters from behind, and from profile view, the face just feels off from the eyes below. Oh, whoops. Sorry, Kraken. I guess I should have read what you would have wanted help with. I'll give us some pointers maybe for the for profile view. Maybe later. Maybe afterwards. Okay. Do something like this. I think this is a good place for the legs. Yeah, knees would be like here. Oh man, the legs are really complicated. So I don't know if I have enough time to do like the full legs. In that level of detail, because that might be a bit too much work. But we'll see. Yeah, we gotta give it the good old power stance. Power stance for the legs. Is that fur in her arm? No, I think I'm pretty sure they're chains, because they look like it's a chain brush that's been kind of repeated maybe, but I don't know. I can draw any view except they do have a little bit of like a cookie vibe, yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with a, good old power stance. Yeah, so we have about like 13 minutes left. Yeah, so thank you guys for joining the stream. I know we're not ending it just yet, but I just wanted to kind of get out my thanks for everyone who's joined in and chimed in and kind of participated and everything. It was a lot of fun talking with you guys. If you guys are on Eastern time, it is getting late, so it is starting to get to that time of the night where it's starting to get a little late. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining the stream. You guys have been really great and everything. Really great to talk to while we kind of finish up this drawing. Also, what is this? Oh, it's her hair. Oh, I was like, is there I thought it was a piece of like green armor, like right on her like body or something. It's like, oh wait, no, that's just hair. That's just there. Okay, so I don't think I'll do like a full cleanup one like I did for the others for this one, just because it's a very complicated drawing. So what I'll just do is try to clean this one up as much as possible, and then I'll maybe do like a profile view very quickly, since it seems like you're pretty confident, Kraken, in terms of like how this character should look from the 3/4 angle and everything. So I feel like you're pretty set. And it seems like you're pretty experienced with drawing a very dynamic character like this. So, yeah. Okay, also, I'm not going to draw in all the chains because that would be way too much work. So I'm just going to draw these triangle diamond shapes to represent the chains that you had. It definitely looks like you used a stamp brush. So that definitely helped a lot. I do not have the same chain stamp brush, so I am a little bit I don't have the advantage of using the stamp brush, so yeah, not gonna attempt that. But everything else, I'll try to do my best. Yeah, not gonna draw the accessory, but I am gonna try to draw getting the legs, the rough placement of the legs and everything. But yeah, if you guys have, do you guys have any other kind of question? Implied chains? Yeah. It's no time to fully put in the chains and everything, so it's just implied chains. But yeah, do you guys have any questions? I did see Super Kitty, you were asking like, do kind of like, oh, if like you're a beginner artist and everything. Profile view. Yeah, so profile view, I feel like everybody tends to seemingly get really stuck on profile view, which is funny. I know this, so this is not really like any kind of tip or advice, but I kind of find it funny since like a lot of times students come up to me and during class I'll go like, oh, what kind of angles do you guys struggle with the most? And it's always profile view. Seems to be that something about the profile view always trips you guys up for some reason. But honestly, it's not too hard. And I'll kind of just do a really quick breakdown of it afterwards, after I get kind of done with this draw over of Kraken's piece, which is extremely complicated. There's so many things going on, but it's really cool. I'm really loving the design of this, honestly. Kraken, if you end up watching this, yeah, awesome stuff. I commend you for going for a really real complicated character design, because yeah, there's so many moving parts. I can't even imagine trying to draw this every single time, is because it seems like you want to do this as like a character design sheet almost for this character, and I'm just like, man, there's so many moving parts. I can't imagine trying to do it, but I really love the shapes. It looks almost like it's rocks. I know they're like metal parts and whatnot, but they kind of almost give me like the rock shapes attached to your character's feet and everything, so that's really cool. Because, you know, I love a good shoe design, so can't go wrong with a good shoe design. Okay, and then the eyes. I'm not gonna go full out and try to draw the face, but let's give it a shot. It's got a kind of like that anime, not exactly chibi style, but kind of chibi style. Chibi, it's like chibi style, but not exactly. But really cool. Really love the art style. Awesome stuff here. Awesome work. And everything, yeah. I hope I didn't miss much. Oh, well, we're almost about to end. But glad you're able to catch in like the very end. I'm just kind of finishing up one of the submissions. We're doing kind of like the community submitted some drawings, and basically I draw and try to give them like a draw over essentially, and try to draw how the characters might look from a different angle. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and considering how kind of well liked this was and how many submissions there were, we'll probably do a part 2. So if you guys want to participate, just keep an eye out. We'll always announce these kind of submissions and these kind of events so that you guys know ahead of time and have enough time to submit your pieces. But yeah, okay, Kraken, this is my draw over for your character from 3/4 view. This is kind of how I would maybe do it. It's definitely a little bit different from your style, but hopefully this kind of helps maybe down the road if you kind of want to do a 3/4 turnaround for your character. Is it just for membership? So Leia Low, it is not just for members. As long as you're part of our Discord, you'll get notified about these kind of events. So yeah. But yeah. Okay, so just gonna really quickly go over. We'll probably go a little bit over time, but if anybody ever wants to try to do profile view, this is typically how it goes. So you have, for the human head, you can always kind of start with a circle, and then you can always start with a rough mannequin kind of head size. Oh, it is saving. Just give me some time. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, shoot. Okay. What is happening? Am I still alive? Can you guys see me? Or hear me? But nice background. Oh no, I wonder if it's saved. Please tell me it's saved. Yeah? Is it this one? No, all that hard work. Oh, dang it. Oh well. Yeah, my computer ran out of. I've been deleting videos to make sure I have enough space. I think we ran out, so I ran out of recording space as well. So I think that's probably a reason as well. Oh, dang it. Okay. Well, it's saved in the recording, so yeah, well, it's kind of kept in a way in the stream, so you can screenshot it. Yeah. But yeah, I'll just kind of go over really quickly about just like the profile view. Always start with a circle, and then head shape is basically dependent on the style that you like or the style that you kind of go for. So the usual, if you're going for Loomis, is you can always kind of split the circle in half, and then you can kind of split around here and here for like the hairline. This is the brow. This is like bottom of the nose, and then that's how you get like chin kind of proportions. That's a really technical, but I would say kind of draw the head shape that you typically like. If you're going for a more anime, it's going to be a little bit closer to the bottom of the circle. And then just make sure that from the brow, so this is the brow over here, just make sure to give yourself a little bit of a muzzle. So people tend to have a little bit of a muzzle, and this just kind of helps give the face a little bit of dimension to it. Now, we call it a muzzle because it's kind of like similar to how animals have muzzles, but human muzzles are not as defined as human muzzles are not as defined as animal muzzles are. So don't make it kind of like all the way over here, or it can feel a little bit odd, but you kind of want it to relatively line up with that original face plane that you had. So you see this tiny little bit of triangle. Try to have that there. And yeah, and then draw the nose shape, and then for the mouth and the lips, try not to overdo it too much. I think what ends up happening is that I see a lot of students when they first try to draw like the mouth shape, or not the mouth shape, the profile view, they draw the head mannequin shape like this, but then everything is kind of stuck onto that line there. And there's nothing really wrong necessarily, but it kind of keeps the face kind of feeling a little bit flat. So in order to give the face a little bit of dimensions, you want to just make sure that the nose doesn't go too far in for the lips, and kind of like what I'm saying is like this. If you make the nose like this and then the lips, it can look a little wonky. So don't make the nose go too far in, and the nose and the mouth, upper lip are usually pretty close to each other, and you don't want the lips to be too overly defined as well. So yeah, that's kind of just a general, very, very general overview, because we don't really have enough time to really go into it. But just keep in mind, humans have muzzles for like a profile view. It comes out a little bit, but not super much. and don't have the nose go too far in, or it'll kind of make the face look like it goes in a lot. And try not to align it too much onto that mask, or else your face will feel a little bit flat. So the trick with profile view is keeping it kind of subtle and making sure that you have almost this like in and out. So it's like brow goes in, then you have your nose, and then it goes in, and then you have your lips, lower lip, chin, and then it goes towards like your neck or your ear and everything. And depending on like the person that you want, some people might have a less of a brow that pops up. Some people might have much more furrowed brows. Other people might have longer and bigger noses and everything. So as you kind of develop and study more faces, you'll find kind of like this flexibility of like how you can push and pull the profile view. And then the one last thing, that was mostly just for the silhouette of the face. But when you're designing faces and you're drawing the facial features, keep in mind that the eye does not sit right by the bridge of the nose. Your eye tends to be a good amount like kind of in. Just keep in mind that your eyeball sits inside of your eye socket, and so it's never going to be like right at the nose, or else your face is going to feel a little bit flat. Again, there's not really a so-called rule as to where to put the eyes. I would say a good general rule is that your eyes typically start where like your lips kind of end, like the corner of the lips, or like where your nostrils are. But then that goes into the whole big question of like, but how do I know where the nose is, or how do I know where the lips end, and all that kind of stuff. So I would say for me, it came down to kind of just studying faces, kind of looking at, study some portraits, study some images, study people that you really, really like, and like a style that you really appreciate, so that you kind of have a good understanding as to the spacing for this. Because depending on the style, depending on the face type that you're drawing, it can be very, very different for each person that you're kind of doing a profile view for. So yeah, the short of it is follow your heart in a way. But yeah, tracing styles helps a lot too. Yeah. So because the file kind of crashed out for Krakens, I'll do Krakens off stream, so that they're not kind of left out on the drawovers and everything. But yeah, that'll be kind of it for stream. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. There was a little bit of like that unfortunate technical hiccup at the end, but yeah, hope you guys really enjoyed the stream. I think this one turned out like really great. The turnout was good. You guys seem to be pretty excited about these kind of character turnarounds from the community. So up again, Krita crashed on me. Okay. You guys can look at my background while I talk. Yeah. Thank you, Krita. Thank you, computer. I've been doing a good job of erasing videos, so oh my goodness. Okay. If you guys enjoyed this stream, definitely give it a like. Definitely subscribe so you guys are notified of the next stream. But yeah, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Josh. I'm one of the instructors here at Wing Canvas. At Wing Canvas, our mission is to make art education easily accessible to everyone, so join us for free live stream lessons on YouTube every week and level up your skills with our community of art nerds. We're more than just a YouTube channel, we're an online school of illustration dedicated to helping artists turn their passion into income. A huge shout out to our amazing students and members for supporting our mission. We love seeing your incredible artwork and watching you grow in our classes and weekly critiques. And do you want to dive deeper? Join our Discord to access stream notes, and demos, exclusive artwork, art challenges, and resources to help you improve. So come connect with fellow art nerds and get inspired. So once again, thank you everybody for joining the stream, and hope you guys have a good rest of the week, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Bye-bye, everybody.